since I am free from worrying about any man's feelings now, I shall finally do this video. I wore the same clothes I wore on our first date. Remember when I had to hang out with him, I was thrifting. So I would just go to this thrift store. I saw these clothes and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wear them now. Because I was gonna hang out with him, so I was like, let me go change and wear them at this moment and, you know, just go like that. So let me show you. This is like the skirt. It's beautiful on this side, like it has really interesting design. And then the rest is quite basic, normal brown. And this, whatever you want to call it. So yeah. Also the makeup. Actually on the date I was without makeup. But I wanted to recreate the makeup that I used to do a lot at that period of my life, which was like 2 years ago. Almost exactly 2 years ago. So for the context, I went with my school to Britain. We stayed there for 2 weeks and it was like about learning the language better, but in the end of the day we weren't going to an actual school. We were going to school specifically for foreigners and they were teaching us individually stuff. They also divided us in like grades, who knew English better, who knew it worse. That was quite stupid. I mean, it was extremely boring. Like, what is the point to go learn a language and you're put in a group of people who speak your language, not the language that you're trying to learn, and then you also like have Italian, because I was in Italy, like I was in Italian school, Italian teacher who, yeah, would try to talk with us in English, of course, but mostly he would crack jokes in Italian, so like it's not working either way. The only chance we had to actually learn, get into the learning, they said that we were supposed to study or learn English talking with our families. You're expecting me to learn English by talking to old people. It's not like I didn't, but like, you know, that I would go and be more free talking with someone who's my same age, right? Yeah, but like, you know, whatever. Then, the next week, the second week we were there, in the middle, they started to like doing a tour about different schools. First we went to a middle school or something like that, then we went to a high school. They explained us a lot of things and it's much cooler than the school we are, like the Italian school. To be honest, the structure in the Britain school is way better than this. And in that high school they let us stay for a while and we were like at recess with everybody. And then at some point we went to smoke a cig outside. They had also a smoking area. Can you imagine? Like a smoking area in the school. That was like awesome. It looked like fucking heaven, I swear to God. So in that moment when we went to smoke with my friends, I spotted a guy and I was like, he kind of cute, you know? And what actually like usually gets me into looking at the guys is their hair. And he had like long hair and was wearing something green, a green sweater, and I was like, oh, he's the man of my life. I was like, as soon as I saw him, I was like, that is the man of my life. Me and him forever and ever. So I met him in Britain, specifically in Yorkshire. Beautiful city or town, whatever you want to call it. It's beautiful. And it has also the beach. I know that in Britain people are quite aggressive. I saw some like fights or weird stuff happening in the center. So I probably wouldn't live there, but I know that the people do not really allow foreigners so easily, especially when I was the one coming with a visa, because yeah, you know, 2 weeks I had of time, and we went out actually in a real high school only the last few days. That's why I had only 4 days with him. In this diary, I remember I lost it, and the only thing that I was worried about is the 4 days that I have written about this guy. Oh my god, I was so scared to forget him. So this is gold for me. So let's begin. It's like Wednesday, 4th of October in 2023, 2 years ago. Today is the birthday of the British guy I already mentioned in the previous diary, but never got to actually tell you about him and how things went. Maybe today is the day to write down and set the memories I created with him and let them be remembered forever. I gotta be honest, the fact that today is his birthday is everything I've been thinking about these past few days. So it all started on the 12th of September. That day we visited the high school and they showed us all the art labs they got. Pretty much the same like in my Italian school, but like 10 times cooler. So we had lunch there and after eating, I went to smoke a cigarette. I don't know about this shorter one, though all their breaks seem long. Yeah, because we were in a long lunch break. Like, it was quite a lot of time chilling, doing, talking, socializing, eating. You have the time to eat, you have the time to do everything. Well, in Italy, like, we were already, it was enough if you could fucking take a fresh breath of air. Meanwhile, because where's it go? We had like vending machines at the school. We had 10 minutes. Imagine the whole school going behind those vending machines. There were like about 2 of them and one of them never worked. It was either the right one or the left one. You only had one vending machine actually working, which I really had problems either way. And the coffee ones, oof. I think that most students gave up on taking coffee because you couldn't literally, like, it was too long. So like eventually throughout the year you would see less and less people getting the coffee, because that was gonna be just a waste of time. Before even like the time runs out, the only moment you get the food is like already ringing and you gotta go back to the class. So like it was terrible. I don't know. And what about lunch break? Oh my god, 40 minutes to eat. I mean, it takes me 20 minutes to eat, plus there are like some circumstances in which you gotta get your food. Like for example, I never had the time or the chance to take my food from home, so I had to go buy it or something like that. Ended up in the end of the year to not even eat. You know what, I was like, if I have to live this stress every time I go to lunch break, I'd rather not. It was also raining. I was with 2 of my friends. So like out there were already plenty of people, especially in the smoking area. So I saw a guy with long curly hair. I didn't have a lighter, so I thought about asking him, but my friend said, no, hide your cigarette and go ask him for one. And I was like, can I have a cigarette? I tapped on his shoulder and I was like, can I have a cigarette? Meanwhile, he was talking around all his friends, you know, and I just disrupted him to ask him for a cigarette. He took one from the pack and said, knock yourself out. I had no clue what that meant, so I just said thank you and came back to the girlies. I swear to God, it was knock yourself out, and I was like, are you insulting me? So later on, I went to the internet and like checked Urban Dictionary and checked what that meant. I was like, alright. So he wasn't insulting me. So I went back. As time was passing, we just noticed like he was looking at me over and over again. I wasn't being delusional, even my friends said so. So we decided to go closer. I remember like we saw these girls and we were like, okay, let's go get closer with him, to him, by going to our friends who were coming to our direction. And so I ran to them and I was like, oh my god, girls, I found the love of my life. I swear to God, like, I saw him and I was like, I found the man of my life. And I was like, it's the guy behind there, you know, long hair, green sweater. And I was like, I swear to God, I'm gonna marry him. So we were talking. And like, there were, I don't know, 4 people in my group, and he was with other 2 friends, and we were about like, I don't know, 2 meters distant. And the thing is, like, I was so behind talking to my friends, checking, not me, my friends were checking for me, and they were like, yeah, he's looking at you. Girl, go for it, go for it. And I don't know how long it was till we were talking, but we noticed how their group was slowly getting closer to ours. And they were like literally from 2 meters, it was like half a meter close. And then at some point I was like already pretty much straight up close to him. I mean, facing him, you know what I mean. And like there were like those little eye contact. So at that point my friends were like, go for him. Like go ask something, I don't know. I don't even remember how the conversation went. But the thing is that when I finally took a deep breath and went to him, it's like he was already waiting for me. His attention was already totally on me, and as if he embraced me, like he was ready I was gonna come. Like he was like there, okay, talking with his friends, a little bit looking at me, like, and then I come and he's already there, standing and waiting for me. And his friends, oh fuck them, they went away. Who cares? Okay. So we started talking a lot, and I told him about the fact that I'm not from here, I'm Italian. Not yet, actually. He was like, oh, then I'll have to come to you in Italy. And I was like, yes, you will. I'm still waiting, baby. I'm still waiting, you know. So this is pretty much it for that day. He asked me for Snapchat, which I do not have. So I gave him my Instagram. And he told me to hit him up when I got some free time. He was always on that, like hit me up, like you be the first one. I was supposed to be the one texting him first? No. I'm the madame here. I'm the lady. I'm not gonna chase nobody. Anyway, so yeah, I just manifested him to text me first, and he did. I remember doing it before with someone else, and half an hour, I received his text message. Like, we never texted before. I just met him at a party, and then like days later I was talking to his friend, which was my classmate, and I was like, tell him to text me. This bit refused. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna manifest him. And yeah, all good. All happened. Also, scrolling through the chat just made me remember how caring he was. Even if he'd eventually start taking longer to reply. Yeah, oh my god. You know how much I hate when like dudes, okay, maybe not anymore. To be honest, I don't care. Now life goes on. Do I really not care? But like, yeah, I'm detaching from this lifestyle. But because of some traumas, I would get really like, it would itch a lot whenever a guy would take long time to reply. With this guy though, I remember I tried to, like, you know, 4 days, I gotta enjoy them, so who cares? Like, okay, he has shit to do after all. Like everybody, I guess. Unless you actually notice that someone is ignoring you, and then you're like out. Anyways, I was quite a traumatized girl. You know, it makes sense the way I felt. Because like before going to Britain, I was talking with this guy who had no sense of self-respect nor for respect of others. He didn't respect boundaries at all. He probably didn't even know what that meant. So I felt quite harassed. And when I met probably the total opposite, that was a charm for me. I was charmed, mesmerized, whatever you want. The gratitude for the way he treated me, he did put effort in me. Girl, it was 4 days. I mean, I want to make it all so romantic, but like, you know, I'm in my man-hating era. I still have a lot of gratitude for this guy. Like, I still think about him, and it makes me excited to think about him. The fact that I'm currently disgusted by men. So, no matter how much I try, I cannot really romanticize all of this so good, because after all, he is a man. Let's be real, okay? I want to be romanticizing shit and also be real. Let's be real, girl. The reason why he was treating you perfectly good is because you were in his life for 4 days. Any other man probably last 1 month and they will get tired. You know, from the last guy who I was with, there were many things that I understood about men, which aren't bad, but I just gotta, accept them. Oh my god, I'm not in the mood. I don't want to deal with this shit. I do not have the energy. The thing is, I know that if this guy was in my life longer, if I had the chance to be... How I'm talking, oh my god. If I had the chance to be with him longer, I would have eventually been disappointed. That always happens. He just didn't have the time to disappoint me. I broke a nail meanwhile. Anyways. So what I was saying here is like, this behavior and commitment towards me would have made him a really nice boyfriend for me. Oh, you know what? I've had the same shit a few months ago. It didn't go well. That's only the initial behavior. But I did enjoy my time anyways. The best men are the ones who don't stay too long in your life. Also, like that, the first day we spoke, he saw my tattoo. And the tattoo I have here on my hand. This tattoo is a Morse code and I've done it. It's written my name. It's like a nickname that one of my exes used to call me. Yeah. As he saw it, he asked me how did I do it and if he could have one as well. And I took it seriously. I took seriously everything. If a man asks me something and I think I can do it, I will. If I like someone, I will do everything for them. That's just who I am. And my motivation to go on with my life is to have someone to do something for. And I am trying, in fact, to change it and switch the effort from other people towards myself. And do things for myself. Because I love myself enough now to be able to do so, I think. It just, doesn't give me dopamine. Sometimes. So the next day, the school program was a night in the disco, which was pretty sucky and awkward. I've been there already the week before. The place was in fact rented by our school, so there were only people from our school, and the Como boys are the boys from Como, which is like a city in Italy, and they're like not from our school. Who'd put cringe trap Italian songs, And actually, at some point we did ask for some songs, but they never came. Nobody ever listened to our requests. So, what's the point? That was so cringe, like, of a place. I don't know what the activities they were trying to make us do, but, like, they were terrible. Whatever. I liked the experience anyways. This time we're also kids. Oh my god, there were kids, guys. What the... Why would you put kids in a pub? And we also, most of us were minors, so we couldn't even drink. Even though some people did drink. Drunk as fuck. Especially kids. Like, kids, I don't know, 14 years? And they would get drunk from the older ones, which were from the Como boys, And they would get drunk. Like, don't you wanna... They got drunk, like, pre-drinking on a street. I saw them. That day when I invited this guy. I invited him to go to the pub. I asked my teachers if he could come. And they were like, we gotta meet up with him first to see if he can. Alright. Well, they did allow him to the pub. And while I was waiting for him, he came, I don't know. I mentioned it, about 20 minutes late. Have I already told you that night he came late for... What? It wasn't 20, guys. It was 40 minutes late. He said he would probably be late 2 minutes maximum. 2 minutes became 40. And I was there on the street waiting for him with my friends. And on the other side of the street, I saw this bunch of people from my school or other schools that were in that program. And those kids drinking. If I knew I would have gone to them, it'd be like, give me some shots, bitch. I need to wait for a man for 40 minutes. Jeez. I think being late is pretty unacceptable. Really. That's like such a disrespect for people, in my opinion, like being late. I understand in some circumstances which you cannot control. But like being constantly late, oh girl. Like, yeah, we're waiting for a random British guy. Yeah. Oh my god. He came with a friend also. Because he was living at his house. He wasn't from that city, so he took some effort to actually be there present with me. Some younger girls got too drunk. And one of them, like, felt sick and she threw up. Like, girl, oh my god, in front of your teachers, like, have some control. I mean, like, the bare minimum. Alright. We, like, did go up a few times to the same bar, because there was, like, outside, which was, like, the smoking area, and then there was, like, the pub on the upper side, and, like, we didn't spend much time there because it was quite embarrassing. As we got there, the two British dudes got surrounded by people. Oh my god, guys, you know what? Oh my god. I brought them there. Everybody started talking to them about random shit, you know, music tastes as well. Always music inside of it, of the conversation. And I was like, I invited my man. I invited my man to be here with me. And y'all surrounded them. This is all my work. Like, I went there, took the effort to get to know them, text them, then and that. And now, like, I invited some people, cool people, and you're surrounding my man, talking to them, taking their attention out of me. Like, I don't care about the friend, but, like, at least my man gotta be with me, you know. And I was like, They understood me, they were quite nice. They were, yeah, you're right. And they started attacking the friend, not my bitch. So yeah. Oh, I said he's my man here too. At some point he sat at the side and I just sat near him. Oh my god, he was like sitting and I was like, should I do it or should I not? And I was like, I looked at him. Like, okay, I'm gonna sit near him. For some reasons, the image of that moment of him sitting there and the moment I was going to sit nearly, he looked at me from the bottom. Alright, first of all, he was low-key hot. Secondly, it's like he was waiting for me to do that. Yeah, well, yeah. It was so crazy. Okay, he was quite... No, I'm not... I realized they had this electronic cigarette, which I suppose was special, with a special taste. And that's why he was dissociating so much when I was talking to him. I didn't like that. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't like, unless I'm with you there. I like to be present in the moment, and there is no to talk about with someone who is not. With my future boyfriend, after that, I also hated when he would get high without me. Like, bro, you know I don't like it. Like, I didn't start being a bitch right away. I just understood that I don't like someone who's not connected with me, who's not present. That's why I don't like when people are high without me. Not being like, I don't like getting high in general, so when I would do it, I would do it for them. But like, when you know that there's the only two of us, and you're my boyfriend, and like, we gotta spend time together, which you cared more about, like, you really wanted to spend time with me. So why would you get high? Or why would you come to my house already high? Like, I can't say anything about this guy because, you know, we were just... But like, my boyfriend, like, come on, some fucking... One part of the conversation I do remember though, when he asked me what I wanted to do in the future. Total blackout. He looked at me in that way of his, with a hand supporting his head, You know, that body language implying interest. Oh my god, when I imagine it, I'm gonna fold. I gotta be honest, I watched a few of his pictures because I wanted to see if I had the makeup on. And I started feeling things, and I was like, oh my god, we are so cute. What a cute couple would we be if I was in that school. We would probably be the prettiest couple in the school. He looked at me and then he said, what about being a model? You know, this is the only person that has ever said, okay, not the only, but like to look at me with total interest and love in your eyes and say, what about you become a model? Have you ever thought about it? And the thing is, you know what, like, how did he know that it was my childhood dream? That's what I'm trying to be. Like, being a model is still one of my biggest dreams. And him just voicing it out, like just looking, I don't know if that's his flirty kind of question he does just to make girls blush, but like he hit my heart exactly where it was supposed to be hit. And yeah, I will never forget that. And I was like, goddamn boy. Anyways, we stayed there for a while until it was time for me to go. We said bye to each other and that was all. The next day I had a free night, so I asked him to hang out. He brought me to the beach. We sat at a bench, watching the waves moving. The view was really pretty. We talked a little bit about our view of relationships or like past experiences. Like, you know, those kind of conversations about like the past relationships are always something that comes up. Despite I want to avoid such a conversation, for some reasons they always come up. There he already declared to not be into long distance relationships. Yeah, well, it makes sense. I've been in a long distance relationship and it was one of the most traumatizing ones. By that moment I had gathered all the supplies to do a tattoo. So I asked him if he was serious about wanting a tattoo. He confirmed it. We spent some time on thinking about where he wanted it in order to not be caught by his dad, which he claimed to be strict. We went for the wrist, pretty much in the same place where I got my first tattoo. So, you know, it's not the first time I like did tattoos for men on a wrist. Because I have one. So like these men who like me, they were like, she has a tattoo on her breast. I want one too. Exactly there. This guy not only wanted a tattoo on the same spot I had, he also saw another tattoo I had, which is like on my leg, and it's of a mushroom. So he asked for the same tattoo on the same spot I had. The thing was that he had to leave in 2-3 hours. So right, starting the tattoo was too risky, but somehow I managed to finish it in half an hour. Yet he stayed longer. You know, he was like, okay, I gotta leave in 3 hours. Then we already started like enjoying our time, and then he was like, okay, I'm gonna stay another hour. Another until we ended up being on the last train he had to go back to his house. He took the last train for me. Not only, he also risked to lose his last train. So like, after the tattoo we decided to go somewhere else, and we reached back the beach because we were sitting in a park, and we reached back the beach. There were some rocks. We decided together, like we thought about the rocks, okay, let's go to the rocks. So not only he has asked me a tattoo, he also has asked me to draw him. To do that I needed a picture of him. Therefore, while we were lying there, talking, looking at the sky, I was like, okay, let's take pictures. And I usually take off my glasses to take pictures because I look better without them. Funny enough, when I was a kid, I bought fake glasses to wear. Then when I found out that I actually need real glasses, now I hate them. Anyways, so like I put those glasses on the rock. We were taking pictures together. But it didn't last too long because those glasses then fell on a hole that was in between the rocks. Well, it was quite big of a rock, big enough to be able to slip inside. So I went there, he helped me to go down. Then he was like lightening the whole stuff so I could like see something because it was literally dark as fuck. And then I found those glasses and then I got back up. I needed to breathe. I was like, oh my god, what just happened? That was such a crazy experience. I was under rocks to find those fucking glasses. Because the thing is, I bought those glasses 2 weeks before. Like, I couldn't just break them. I did break them a week later. Those glasses, they are cursed, I swear to god. I have those glasses still, but they're broken. After a week that I have fixed them. Like, I don't even know what's the deal with those glasses, but they have always been breaking, losing themselves or something like that. The most expensive glasses that I've ever had in my life, you know. So, okay, I got them. Then I sat back and I was like, oh my god, what a situation. And after that, I didn't really know what to do. I was like the awkward silence. And he at some point just looked at me and said, do you want a kiss? It was really nice that he asked. Most men now, they just go, you know, they don't ask. Which is fine, I guess. But like, if you ask, even like this guy asked, and that's it. Just life goes on. But like when other men like have like just tried to kiss me, I've had at least 5 minutes of like the first kiss with someone new. You can't just like go on for it. Men don't wait. They don't fucking wait. They just go. And I'm not ready. And then I would have just be waiting. Like 5 minutes of awkwardness while I'm kissing them. And I'm like, I wasn't ready. So I need to spend time while kissing them to be comfortable. So he got closer. His hand grabbed softly my face and he kissed me. I felt his lips really softly, and it's not like he didn't dare to touch me, but when he did, he was so delicate with that. From the past experiences, that was a lot for me. He was really delicate and I was like surprised as fuck. I swear to god, I was like, oh my god. I've never touched such soft lips or someone who would kiss so softly. And like the thing is, like with the guy before, I had to get drunk to be able to be around this one. But with him, I felt comfortable right away. So we were kissing, we were lying, we can say. I was just lying on him. I remember thinking something like I would like to be sitting. Like lying and kissing wasn't like so comfortable. And then he himself stood up. I was sitting on him in that point. I was like, go. You know what to do. You know how to do it. Like finally I'm at my best position. Favorite one. Well, I didn't feel uncomfortable. I was completely open. I felt good. When we were getting touchy, stuff like that, he would ask the consent for everything. Imagine me going from someone who wouldn't even know what is basic human boundaries. This guy would ask consent for everything before going there, touching anything. We didn't do anything too crazy. We just would make out passionately. But he would ask the consent for everything. In the end of the day, I prefer that than thinking that you can do stuff without asking. I was the one giving him the chance to do stuff. When we were on the beach, like we were kissing, I was like, you know, you can do this if you want, this and that. Like that was so good because I felt safe with him. Yeah, after everything, and the sun was setting. We were lying down and I was like on him, like putting my head on his chest, and we were looking at the sky, like we were touching our hands, you know, like that, crossing them, looking at them. And he had quite a few rings. There was this one with a crystal. It was like more my vibe of a ring, and you know, you wouldn't expect a guy with a crystal have a ring with a crystal. After he said that was the ring of his mother, he took it off of his hand and made it try on me. He took off the ring of his mother and put it on me. Like, okay, nothing, not a big deal, but like, I was like, that is the ring of your mother. It was so cute. Okay, then there was this other ring. So I was like asking about these rings, and then there was this other ring that he was like, oh, that's the ring of my friend. And then he put it on me and said, keep it. This is the ring that he gave me, and I have it still. So he just gave me a ring. Like, I don't care if that ring was so important to him or not, but it is important to me now. In the end of the day, what this ring means to me is like, well, of course the experience that I have with this guy, but also the way that he has treated me. I felt really comfortable. That's kind of the love that I want, more or less. And also the fact that he asks for consent all the time. When I had a really bad experience later after him, I wasn't wearing this ring anymore, because yeah, I got together with someone, and like, you know, that would be kind of weird to wear the ring of another man while I'm dating. But like, this ring means to me a lot. It reminds me of how I shall be treated, to not let nobody disrespect me, to not let nobody to, you know, do things without my consent, which I have forgotten. I have forgotten my morals, my own rules, my own boundaries with the guy after him. I was like, now since that moment I started wearing this ring again, and I wear it every day. It has to stay with me because I have to remind myself who I am and what's my value, who I deserve to be with, and everything else, you know. Since this ring is too big for me either way, I have this other ring, which is my mother's ring, so you know, the connection, which holds it still. So at some point it was getting late, and he almost lost his last train. So we were trying to run. First he was really fast, but like me not so much, especially on sand. Then at some point, like with a skirt, long skirt on sand, and I also stepped on water, and I had half of my leg wet, and it was so annoying, and so I was like so awkwardly running, but I couldn't. And so he was like, you know what, I could try to run with you till there. Like, what do you mean? He took me in his arms, like that, you know, like princess treatment. He took me in his arms and started running. Oh, good job, baby, good job. He had to leave me at some point when we reached a place of knowledge, like we knew where we were. He was like, do you have someone to come pick you up? And I was like, yeah, sure. Of course I have. He was scared, like he was worried about me. He didn't want to leave me, but he would have lost his last train. So he was like, I will let you here and I will explain you. He explained me how to reach the place. And then, yeah, I mean, he left, started running, and I was like, I sat down. There was a bench. I sat down and I was like, I need to rest a second. I don't know how this guy be running so much. Oh my god. Like 10 minutes later he texted me, are you right? Is everything fine? How did you make it? And I'm like, what are you worrying about me? How did you make it? Did you take the train or something like that? I mean, I have nothing to worry about. Okay, so it was really caring of him too, to also ask how I was doing. So it was probably the third day, right? That was supposed to be the last day we would see each other, because nothing was sure, and like that was a great date. You know, the fun part is that like sometimes I wouldn't understand shit about what he's saying, considering that he's from Britain and they have a particular accent. And you know, I knew that his birthday would be on the 4th of October. Therefore, what I did was I got him some gifts. There was pending the situation about me drawing him, which I did the picture that day, and therefore the only real last chance I would have to meet up with him was the next day, which wasn't sure I spent the whole time, like, the only moments that I had to draw him. And that same day, or like the day before, when I was searching for the ink, for like all the stuff to do the tattoo, I also saw some things and I was like, I want to give him a gift. So like, not only I have drawn him, I also got like a beautiful pendant. It was for me. And like, it's his birthday in a month. Why not? And I gifted him a beautiful pendant, and then also a hematite ring which broke, and I didn't know that they could. He confessed that later. Anyways, so the next day I asked him to meet up, which I had issues with that too, because we were at a restaurant with the whole school, and I was like, you know, I gotta leave, guys. I gotta leave to meet up with someone. And I was like, but we don't know him, how could you? Bitch, how do you not know him? You saw him 2 days ago at the pub. You spoke to him. Well, anyway, so I pretended to go out with my friends from school. And then they left, and I was like, I met up with him on the same place, pretty much the same spot at the beach. And we didn't go much longer. It was already late, so we just sat at the beach and on a bench, looking again at the beautiful sea that was in front of us. I showed him the drawing. I was like, okay, I have 3 things to give him. So let's leave the ring and the necklace, the pendant, for the birthday. And I specifically asked him to not open it till his birthday, because I didn't know how to pack the drawing, so I gave it already just like that. After I gave him the gifts, he was like, you know what? I also got you something. After you told me that you got me something, I thought I had to give you something too. I didn't really have much, but since you said that you like my perfume, because mind you, he would wear this perfume so much. I usually don't like a lot of perfumes, like especially when the perfume is a lot. I don't even like it on myself, and like it makes me vomit, to be honest. Like, not physically, but like it's too much. I can't even breathe. Like in his case, surprisingly enough, I did like it. And so guess what? He gifted me his cologne. Here, look, Versace. I was so happy, guys. I was so happy. Like, it's probably one of the best gifts that someone can give you, their own perfume. Like, it's maybe quite narcissistic or egocentric, but like, if you think about it, his cologne, his smell, is what I would hear smell every day. It's like, what if not a perfume would remind me of him the most? I remember when I came back here, I would smell it from time to time to remember about him and all the memories. Yeah, now it doesn't give me the same effect. Life goes on, after all. It's been 2 years, I've had a lot of other relationships. Okay, we finished, time has passed, it was like time to go. Again, we were late, I suppose, I don't know, but like we were getting into the station. Oh, he gave me one last kiss, he left, and he came back, looked at me, gave me another kiss, one last time, and then he left. The way when like I saw him going, you know, he never turned around. He never turned around. When I saw him going, okay, and I burst into tears. I started crying so bad while I was trying to get back home. I remember that was such a romantic moment, like letting go of someone who has spent a beautiful 4 days of my life, who has spiced up and higher my standards for the future. And I kept crying for a long, like when I was at the airport, on the plane. It was my other friend who also got to know someone who was from Italy though. The Como boys, you know, she fell with one of them. It was like so many like different love triangles. And I was the only one, you know what, fuck them. No Italians for me, thank you, I'm gonna go for the real British bitches, you know. I'm done with the Italians already from that moment. And nothing, and we were sitting together at the airport, me and this friend, crying over boys we met at the trip. Funny. And Well, yeah, that's it, I guess. I remember I've been crying over him. I know the date, it was probably the 1st or the 2nd November, because that night I like had the 31st of October, it's Halloween. Remember, I hung out with a friend that night, and for the next day I had still a bottle of wine left. So what I chose to do, watch a movie, watch a cartoon. I don't remember how it's called, but maybe I will show. So I will decide to watch that too, because I wanted to enjoy my time, okay? Drinking wine, watching a series, feeling fine, you know? But no, I got drunk and sad. I was watching that lame ass movie or cartoon, whatever you wanna call it, and I was crying. I was crying like hell. Oh my god, my heart was breaking for him. And then I texted him. Cringe. I texted him and I was like, I don't know, whatever it was for you, I'm really glad I met you. Thankful for how you have treated me, this and that. Really traumatized girl type of shit. Because I don't think that he ever even did anything too crazy about it. It's just that I wasn't used for such a good treatment, which is just normal decency. Asking for consent and normal decency. Girl. And then he said that it was just a fling for him. I mean, I wasn't sad when he said that. I was like, it makes sense. I mean, I agree. I mean, yeah, what did you expect? But you could have been more delicate with what you said. Maybe not call it a fling. You know what I mean? Whatever, I'm not offended. I still love to look at this story with my heart-shaped eyes, because this is the only hope I have in life. So on the 4th of October, when I was writing down my memories, started writing them, knowing that it was the 4th of October and knowing that I gave him gifts that he was supposed to open only that day, I was so excited, oh my god. And he did text me that day and sent me a picture of him wearing the pendant. I wonder if he still has the drawings. I don't usually give drawings away. Actually lately, for certain circumstances that I've been through, I've started to give people drawings of themselves. It's not my deal anymore. I give you something, it's up to you to take care of it or not. And I'm learning to let go easily of stuff. Well, this is my story of the man I've known for 4 days, and I will never forget. So, hope you enjoyed my story time. Have a good day, a great night, or whatever time is it for you. Kisses and goodbye.